Yes. Can we hand over the scissors?
Your Excellency will now go to one of the machines, the 95 horsepower, where you start beginning Your Excellency.
On a header like this, you should be able to do about 20 to 25 liters a day with 160 Correct. That's an 8-hour shift. Correct. Make the acid sweat. You can more than double that output.
That's efficiency.
We don't have one here, but we do bring it. So on the second phase, that's what we're hoping to bring is the bigger truck. So these are chisel plants. To get away from conventional tillage or continuing disking, you can use this to achieve the same thing and preserve the soil. So it's a very good system there. It's becoming more and more popular.
What size tractor?
This 95 will pull this, so from about 80 horsepower to 100 horsepower. This size on this tractor, you'll do 30 to 40 hectares a day in a normal 8-hour shift. And these, the much smaller tractors that came in the scheme for the smaller farmers, even a small unit like this will, with the right equipment, will bring you about 8 to 10 hectares a day. Yes. Yeah.
Your Excellency, especially for A1 farmers, smallholder farmers, I'm sure this will be very
And very well priced, sir. I mean, it's very affordable. On the scheme of the 5 years, $13,000, $13,500 over 5 years, it's very affordable. Very good. So these will do 50 hectares of
Agribank.
Agribank. Chairman, thank you very much. Well done. Well done. Standing Bank. Well done. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Thank you very much.
The Director of Ceremonies, Dr. John Basera, Honorable Vice President, Fellow Retired Campbell Dagish Mahadi, the Minister of State for Harare Metropolitan Province, Honorable Engineer Ori Bashdao, the Honorable Minister of Lands, Agriculture, Water and Rural Resettlement, Honorable Air Chief Marshal, Retired Terence Shiri. Honorable Ministers and Deputy Ministers here present, His Excellency, the United States Ambassador to Zimbabwe, Brian Nichols, Chief Secretary to the President and Cabinet, Dr. Ishak Banda, Chairman of the Public Service Commission, Dr. Vincent Lungwe, members of the National Assembly here present, the Deputy Chief Secretary, Dr. Martin Ushwaya, the Secretary for Lands, whom I have already recognized, senior government officials here present, representatives of John DEERE, Mr. Graham Smith and Ms. Maposa, management and staff of John DEERE, representatives of the private sector here present, representatives of the farmer unions, ladies and gentlemen, comrades and friends, good morning to all of you. Allow me, ladies and gentlemen, to welcome you all to this very important event, which is meant to add a new chapter in the food and nutrition security initiative of our country. You might be aware that I've been leading a government team that was moving around provinces, inspecting progress on all initiatives targeted to change the food and nutrition security situation for the better. I would say I'm satisfied with the progress realized to date. What is more important is that our farmers, the private sector, and development partners have embraced the government call to transform agriculture for the betterment of the economy. I understand that we do have challenges as we strive to innovate agriculture with a view to enhance production and productivity. Sure, today's event is heartening as it is evident that together we can find solutions to our current challenges, especially around farm mechanization services. I say so because mechanical inefficiencies in farm operations is the major limiting factor towards having 2 production cycles in a year, in terms of the capacity for winter and summer cropping on the same farm. With this John Deere facility, among other agricultural initiatives that are in the pipeline, I have no doubt that this will be a boost to propel us towards the attainment of Vision 2030. As enunciated by His Excellency, the President, Comrade Emerson Mnangagwa, the realization of this vision can be much earlier if we continue with this corrective momentum. I appreciate the challenges associated with red-fed agriculture. We have all experienced the vagaries of extreme weather conditions, especially as we grapple to feed the nation. It is therefore not an understatement that having irrigation development alongside farm mechanization is the best combination to enable the country to lead towards its food self-sufficient target. Your Excellency, allow me to applaud the Minister responsible for land, agriculture, water and rural resettlement and his permanent secretary, together with the management team, for putting up concrete steps in the form of the Agriculture Recovery Plan. Its objectives are to reverse the current negative production trends in grains and oilseed subsector. I implore Treasury, the private sector and development partners to mobilize resources for all the programs contained in that plan. Members of Parliament here present, and more importantly, the Parliamentary Portfolio Committee on Lands and Agriculture, you are requested to rally behind this noble initiative. I am confident that you are the rightful ambassadors for this plan to see the light of day. Without any further ado, allow me, ladies and gentlemen, to take this opportunity to introduce to you a very special and decorated icon who is among us today to preside over this very important function. He is always leading from the front and guides his ship with inspiring agility. He is meticulous on matters of paying attention to details. The man is a patriot who has spent the greater part of his life fighting for the national good, at times sacrificing his own life. He is the farmer by excellence, with a daring passion for uplifting others. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor and privilege to introduce to you His Excellency, the President of the Republic and Commander-in-Chief of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces, Comrade Emerson E.D Mnangagwa. May I kindly invite you, sir, Your Excellency, to address the guests.
Be seated. Our Director of Ceremonies, Dr. Basena, who is also the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Land, Agriculture, and Rural Settlement. The Vice President, General Retired Dr. Cde Chiwenga. The Vice President, General Retired E.D Mnangagwa. Honorable Minister for Lands, Agriculture, Water, and the Rural Settlement, Chief Air Marshal, Retired Perishly. The Minister of State for Harare Metropolitan Province, Engineer Oliver Chidau. Your Excellency, the USA Ambassador to Zimbabwe, Your Excellency Brian Nichols. The John Deere management staff who are here, senior government officials who are here, representatives from the private sector, representatives of farmer unions, farmers, ladies and gentlemen, comrades and friends. I feel greatly honored to officiate at this important occasion, which marks the launch of the John Deere Mechanization Facility. By way of background, on 7th November 2018, I was pleased to receive the President of John Deere Agriculture Worldwide, Mr. Mark von Pentis, who paid me a courteous call at my Monomtapa offices. It was during that occasion that John Deere informed me about his company's interest in partnering Zimbabwe in our mechanization program. I was skeptical at the time because they are based in America. And I think you can appreciate the reason why. But I'm extremely pleased that today we stand here 2 years down the line with evidence of the private sector from America, the United States of America, cooperating with us in our endeavor to modernize and mechanize the economy. For that, we need to send a message of gratitude to President Trump and his administration for this gesture. I want to commend the team from both my government and John Deere management who helped in the consummation of this mechanization facility. Agriculture occupies a central place in the economy of our nation and accounts for 20% of the country's GDP. 33% of formal employment in our country and provides 65% of raw materials requirement into agro-industries and accounts for 70% of rural livelihoods. As such, agriculture is a sure pathway out of poverty and a precondition for economic growth and prosperity of our country. Cognizant of the importance of the sector, my government has made agriculture transformation and the attainment of food self-sufficiency one of its key priorities. Hence, the launch of this facility is timely and part of the journey we embarked on towards the realization of these objectives. It further attests to the commitment by my government to work with various partners and investors, guided by the Zimbabwe is open for business mantra, to grow and prosper our economy so that our people enjoy a better quality of life. And to achieve this, we need to cooperate and to be embraced as we also embrace other members of the international community. This is why we have the engagement policy. The coming in of John Deere Agriculture worldwide into the agriculture value chain in our country also bears testimony to the success of our engagement and engagement policy we introduced. Ladies and gentlemen, our pastor, Sina Kelo talked about the wisdom of Solomon. I'm not talking about the wives. You mentioned that he was able to feed his household with 20 heads of cattle on a daily basis. Yes, that was agriculture. And this is what we are doing. So, you made a correct cut of the Bible. Out of a total arable area of 4.31 million hectares, 1 million hectares is under drought animal power. Only 500,000 hectares are under tractor power, with the balance of 2.8 million hectares requiring farm mechanization. And this is the journey we are walking. This partnership with John Deere Mechanization Facility is therefore a welcome development, as it will assist our farmers with the much needed mechanization solutions. I thus exhort farmers who will benefit from this initiative to effectively deploy this assortment of equipment to ensure timely land preparations and an increased planted hectarage. In the next summer cropping season, we can increase the yield per hectare. The facility is worth $51 million US, and will unlock 1,300 tractors, as already stated, 80 combine harvesters, 600 planters, 200 disc harrows, 100 boom sprayers, and 100 trailers. It is commendable that John Deere has appointed the local agent, AFBRI, Zimbabwe, to ensure that the equipment is well maintained. I'm informed that the company will also contract other local mechanics with garages in all the provinces as part of its dealership network. This is important and dovetails well with our devolution thrust and the quest to build vibrant provincial economies with the supporting infrastructure and services spread out. This John Deere Mechanization facility will also help ensuring the success of our agricultural recovery plan, which is meant to ensure that Zimbabwe achieves self-sufficiency in the production of cereals. Under the recovery plan, it is envisaged that 5,000 capable farmers with a proven track record in cereal production will be contracted. These farmers will be supported through access to irrigation infrastructure development, mechanization, and input support, as well as enhanced extension services. Government has identified banks for partnerships in the successful delivery of this scheme for its implementation. The selection of beneficiaries is based on credit worthiness, not names. Credit worthiness of the farmers, as assessed by the Commercial Bank of Zimbabwe, CBZ, Stanbic Bank, whilst AgriBank is establishing a special equipment leasing vehicle for the purposes of mechanization service provision, especially combined harvesting. On our part, government under the Irrigation Development Program will continue to support the procurement and installation of center pivots and other equipment and mechanization on farms throughout the country. Furthermore, the summer and the winter input support programs, as well as technical and extension services, are ongoing. I promised the Minister of Lands, Honorable Shiri, that I will donate to them 5,000 motorcycles, so there should be no village which they cannot visit. Let me take this opportunity to challenge the public and the private institutions, as well as farmers in the agriculture sector, to work together to ensure coordinated production, marketing, and the financing of the agriculture sector. As we moved around, we arrived at a small tractor. How many horsepower was that? A 50 horsepower little tractor. So I was telling Graham Scott that in 1958, my father bought me my first tractor. It was 65 horsepower, 1958. Then the secretary for land says, oh, he was only born a year later. But now, of course, from that 65 horsepower, which was bought by my father in 1958, I now have a 210 horsepower. Increased production and productivity must ultimately result not only in itself sufficient and exports, but in the creation of decentralized industry systems, especially in rural areas. To achieve this, I appeal for more unity of purpose, collaboration, cooperation among all stakeholders. In conclusion, I want to thank the John Deere team for the confidence they have shown in our country through this investment in our agriculture sector. I'm optimistic that our partnership shall remain symbiotic, enduring, and mutually beneficial. To our farmers who are going to benefit from this facility, I exhort you all to use this equipment for the betterment of yourselves in terms of production and the mechanization of your agricultural work. If we used to harvest 3 tons per hectare, and they got this equipment and they continue to harvest 3 tons per hectare, surrender it back to us. God bless you all. God bless Zimbabwe. I thank you.
Zimbabwe, Comrade E.D Mnangagwa, Honorable Vice President, General Retired Dr. Cde the Minister of State for Harare Metropolitan Province, Honorable Ochigao, the Minister of Lands, Agriculture, Water and Rural Settlement, Honorable Air Chief Marshal Retired P. Honorable Ministers and Deputy Ministers here present, His Excellency the Ambassador to Zimbabwe from the United States of America, Brian Nichols, members of the National Assembly here present, if there are any, Secretary for Lands, Agriculture, Water and Rural Settlement, Dr. J. Asera and other secretaries here present, senior government officials, John Deere management and staff, representatives from the private sector, representatives of farmer unions, ladies and gentlemen, comrades and friends. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, and the Commander-in-Chief of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces, Comrade E.D Mnangagwa, I'm honored to rise at this moment to proffer a vote of thanks on this remarkable event that marks a new beginning in the relationship between the government of Zimbabwe and John Deere tractor manufacturers. We appreciate that the quality of the John Deere brand among tractors is equivalent to that of the Mercedes-Benz brand among motor vehicles. This historic launch of the John Deere Mechanization facility has provided a motivation and inspiration to excel in our farming endeavors, to achieve greater heights in our production efficiency. The new partnership between the government, the private sector, the banking sector and farmers, taken in earnest, will go a long way towards restoring the much needed breadbasket status of our country, Zimbabwe. In addition, this initiative will be the basis of greater synergies among stakeholders towards the scaling up of our agricultural activities through mechanization in line with the global trends. As we celebrate this launch, I thank you, Excellency, for your re-engagement in negotiation efforts which culminated in securing this historic facility. It is a breakthrough for the agricultural sector. This mechanization facility is going to have a long-lasting impact on our sustainable agricultural recovery program. Your Excellency, failure to adequately mechanize our farming operations has made the sector less attractive to the young farmer. Such initiatives as this facility will attract our youth to the profitable sector of agribusiness. The mechanization of our agriculture is a key pillar in the drive to the eradication of hunger and poverty. Your Excellency, you have in your vision for the mechanization of the agriculture sector resonated with the continental thrust, which poses the following, and I quote: mechanization in the 21st century must follow some core principles. It must be built along the entire agricultural value chain, private sector driven, environmental competitive, climate smart, economically viable and affordable, especially to the small-scale farmer, who constitute the bulk of our African farmers. Mechanization must target youth specifically to make agriculture both attractive for employment and entrepreneurship. Unquote. Once again, thank you, Your Excellency, for making this mechanization program a reality. With such facilities as the one launched today by you, Your Excellency, victory in the economic war is certain. Further, Your Excellency, we appreciate the Stanbic and the Commercial Bank of Zimbabwe support for our various government programs, farming being a case in point today. Such a development has cleared misconception that it is only Agribank that is involved in the support of agriculture. To the Minister of Lands, Agriculture, Water and Rural Settlements, Air Marshal, retired P. Shiri, and your entire staff, I wish you every success as you pursue your endeavors in the agricultural recovery plan. To the John Deere team, I implore you to take this initial facility to be a stepping stone towards further future investment in Zimbabwe, as this country is really open for business. To our valued farmers who will make use of this facility and are here today, thank you for not just attending, but for being active partners in our modernization drive. To all our guests, comrades and friends, it has been a pleasure being with you. I wish you all safe journeys back to your respective homes and places of work or of interest. Thank you.
What? Zimbabwe and America in terms of investment?
Well, this is something we've been working for years, and it's a big priority for us to support agriculture in Zimbabwe. John Deere is an iconic American company. It's over 200 years old, makes some of the best products on earth, and we're very proud that John Deere is here doing business, and we want to bring more American companies to Zimbabwe. In order to be successful, we need to see market-based policies, the rule of law, and a big role for the private sector. This deal represents that. We hope there will be more. We hope that the environment for private sector-led growth in Zimbabwe will continue to be strengthened, and we hope that this will combine with our government-led programs like USAID's new farm program, which is a $20 million program to support small farmers and promote stronger rural livelihoods starting this year, 5-year program. And we hope that this will build on our prior programming such as Feed the Future, which supported hundreds of thousands of Zimbabwean farmers.
You spoke about market-based policies. We know that this deal is being led by private banks. Yes. And previously you raised questions about it being led by the government. What are your comments on that?
Well, the role of private banks and making sure that it's credit-worthy farmers who take these loans, use this equipment well, repay the loans, and then the cycle repeats. So we can have more deals, more equipment, more progress.
Going to be the beneficiaries of this scheme?
The tractors have been surrendered to banks, and that is Commercial Bank of Zimbabwe, CBZ, and Stanbic. And they are the ones who are going to identify the suitable farmers to sell to. Why identifying? Because they are not expected to be paying cash for the equipment. They'll have to pay over a period of time or over a number of years. So they have to carry out some due diligence to identify those who are creditworthy and sell the equipment to the individual farmers. But for combine harvesters, we will be selling only 2 combine harvesters per province, to each province. And out of the total, the rest will actually be handed over, which we have already done, to Agribank. They shall form, which I believe they have already done, a leasing company, which shall be charged with harvesting cereals for farmers. Cereals and oil seeds, of course.
Okay, so such schemes have been of late associated with a lot of corruption. Are there any measures that have been put in place to curb this virus?
Well, if banks want to be corrupt in the process of selling this equipment, let them do so. They won't be able to recover their monies, and they will die a natural death. They will go under. It's up to them. In fact, the handing over of equipment to banks is an attempt to be very transparent and to be very accountable, in that they will use their own due diligences. The banks are known to have been lending monies to companies and to individuals over many years. In fact, that's their business. And they are not known to be corrupt in that regard, because it's business. They are supposed to be making money out of that business. And if they decide to be corrupt and fail to make money, well, it will be tough luck on their part.
All right, sir. And how is this partnership with John Deere and other private players going to improve the agricultural sector?
Well, with the availability of such equipment, especially partnership with farmers. Farmers will be able to carry out their farming operations efficiently and effectively, and they will also be able to carry out those operations timeously, because they will be adequately mechanized. And with combine harvesters, they are used to shorten the period from or the transition from one season to the other. Like for the past 2 or 3 months, we are harvesting maize and soybeans to make way for the planting of wheat. And the window was very limited. The window period was very limited. You cannot do that using your hands. It takes a long time. Hence, this mechanization in the form of combine harvester becomes very handy. And also, as we transition from wheat to the summer crop, which is maize and the soybeans, the window period will be very narrow. Hence, the combine harvesters will assist expedite the harvesting process.
Thank you, sir.
Just one question. The President said that over 2 million hectares of land is still to be mechanized. During your term, how much do you think you go in terms of making sure that this remaining hectarage is mechanized through these programs?
We will try our level best. If we can mechanize the entire land, agricultural land, the better. But however, that will be very much dependent on availability of resources. And to a large extent, it also depends on the performance of the farmers themselves. We say the farmers are the mainstay of the economy. They are supposed to be highly productive, and as we produce more, we will be able to be food self-sufficient, and we will be able to have surplus for export. And once we get the much needed foreign currency, we can import more equipment, especially that equipment which is not produced locally.
While admitting the final years on campus, and it has been going on very well so far. But one thing that I want to say is that because we are dealing with a disease that nobody has met before, we will make our decisions also dynamic at that time. It means that we are not going to be dogmatic to a decision that we have made. We always review our decision based on any new evidence that we have. If we have any new evidence which tells us that we have made a wrong turn, we will reverse that turn. So we are going to make our decisions based on science, based on logic, based on the best advice that we can get from credible sources. So far so good. Our universities are in operation, and our polytechnics and teachers' colleges, we had made them be used as quarantine centers as part of our contribution to the national cause. You remember the universities were manufacturing sanitizers and so forth, and the colleges were serving as quarantine centers. So now, and they had already written their exams anyway, so the exams, the HEXCO results are now out. So we are preparing that by the 13th of July, as our indicator date, we expect that our colleges begin operations. But after they have been, after we have detoxicated them, what we call fumigated them, after we have made sure that our online system is working, which we are working on anyway, because we are producing it. We are not going to ask for any foreign currency on it. We are doing it from the head. We are also going to make sure that we have all the temperature taking and safety ready. So we think we are ready, but we will be dynamic. As evidence comes in, it will tell us whether we are making the right decisions or not. We are ready to change our decisions anytime when we have new evidence. But in the meantime, we are going on. We expect that for universities, by 31 August, we should have finished the second semester that we had left in the middle. Everybody should have written their exams, and we are also happy to report that the students who we had absconded their exams, like the medical students, the 5th year students, and I think we had a discussion about it before. They are back now, and we believe that they will do everything that the University of Zimbabwe will do everything that is possible to make sure that they are finished. But of course, taking into consideration all things that have to be taken into consideration, so that we produce the best education that we can do, which is education that produces goods and services under the banner of Education 5.0.
Thank you very much.